So that's like pretty much everything that I was going through with the diagnosis. Sorry this cut off because my it didn't take any more video. So basically that was what I went through with the whole Lyme process and then being diagnosed with Parkinson's. So yeah, it's rare. It's not very familiar for young people. Well, it is more than people actually say, but it is more rare for people my age to have Parkinson's, and it can be a very difficult diagnosis. Mine was pretty smooth, and I think that's because my DAT scan, which is not always a diagnosis, but it can be inconclusive with DAT scans, but mine showed so much of what was happening with my symptoms and what dopamine wasn't in my brain. So from what I feel and what doctors, like I said, don't really admit to, but I feel like the Lyme being undiagnosed for 9 years, it does damage, and I feel like it truly did damage to my dopamine producing cells in my brain. I had a lot of neurological symptoms for 9 years that completely were ignored. So I do believe it did cause damage and then produce the Parkinson's. What frustrates me so much, what I see online all the time, is that, oh, ALS, MS, Parkinson's, it mimics Lyme disease. It's Lyme, it has nothing, it's not Parkinson's. If you have permanent damage, there's no mimicking being done. If you have Lyme and it's not being diagnosed, yes, it could be just Lyme. But everyone always says it's just a mimic, it looks like it, it looks like it. But once you already have damage done, there's no reversing that with antibiotics. There is if it hasn't gone that far. You cannot heal lesions in MS. You cannot heal damage to a dopamine-producing cells in your brain with antibiotics to start producing dopamine one day. It's just not going to happen. So a lot of, I mean, it can make your symptoms less. It can make you live a better life. It can make you feel better, no doubt. But a lot of the time, I see all these memes on Facebook, and it's not MS, it's not ALS, it's not Parkinson's, it's Lyme. It's not always the case. So I want to make that very firm, is that I'm not one of those people that are always saying everything's Lyme. If it is Lyme, it's Lyme. It damaged and it produced another disease in your system. Or you can have Parkinson's on its own. There's genes that produce Parkinson's disease in families, and that has nothing to do with Lyme. And there's memes out there that are not even factual. There was a documentary out that a certain amount of brains that people had Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or MS, I think like 7 out of 10 of them had Lyme bacteria. And now there's memes out there saying every single person that has Parkinson's, Lyme, ALS, or Parkinson's, MS, ALS, etc., all of them, 100% have Lyme disease. That's not true. So a lot of things get twisted out there. So definitely just do your research on your own. But hopefully all this stuff that I'm going to be putting out there is going to be a huge help, because that's what my goal is, to help you in my process and have you be part of my journey and my story, and how good you can live a life with disease in your body and illness, and it's not always a sad story, but you can actually live a really healthy, happy life. So that's pretty much it today. That was my diagnosis process, my story, and of course this one ended up being like 20 minutes altogether. But it is a long story, but that's why I wanted to keep all these videos pretty sectioned up in different categories for you guys to watch. So I hope this was helpful. Again, any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.